Welcome to the show. You're watching the Fox Business Network. Let's get right at it. Southwest airline workers protested at headquarters in Dallas, Texas, against the vaccine mandate. They held signs. They chanted the anti-Biden slogan, "Let's go Brandon." Also, California teachers and parents did a statewide walkout in protest of Governor Gavin Newsom's vax mandates. California, the first state to order vaccines for grades K through 12. Joining us now, Texas Congressman Michael Burgess and former Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz. It's good to have you both on. Congressman Burgess, first to you. Now, yes. Southwest just backed off. It dropped its plan to put unvaccinated workers on unpaid leave starting in December. But could we see TSA airline flight disruptions this Thanksgiving? About a third of the TSA are not vaccinated. What do you say?
Well, you certainly could see the bottleneck during the busiest travel season of the year. And here's the thing. Remember, a year ago, we were longing for a single vaccine that might be 40 to 50% effective. And then how fortunate we were that a few weeks later, we get not one, but two, but three vaccines with much higher efficiency. Here's the problem. While the vaccines have been helpful, mandates are not. In fact, mandates have been destructive. They drive oppositional behavior. We know this because of previous history. When other vaccines have been mandated, it has not worked as intended. So good for Southwest. They did the right thing to back off. Some of their most valuable and experienced employees were going to be put at risk, and they did the right thing.
The issue is people say, what about antibodies? People are scared of the vaccine. We have an annual flu vaccine. Health pros say get vaccinated, but others out there saying, listen to us. Why isn't the White House, Jason Chaffetz, pushing for testing of antibodies? That shows powerful effectiveness, too, because now, Jason, we've got GOP Senator James Inhofe. He's ranking member of Senate Armed Services. He sent a letter to the Pentagon chief saying, wait a second, the hasty Biden vax mandate, he's worried tens of thousands of soldiers could quit and leave. He's worried about military readiness and the nation's security. What do you say to that?
Well, these are all deep concerns because this administration has failed time and time again to put out the science first, let the scientific community rally behind it, and then put out their policy. They put out their policy, and yet they haven't had the science behind it. What if you're a pregnant woman who's working for the TSA or the Border Patrol or whatnot? Are you going to take this vaccine? Because my understanding is they haven't tested it on people that are pregnant. So why are they doing this? It's about control. It's about power. It's ineffective. And they can only look to themselves for the low participation rate. It was Kamala Harris herself who said if Trump's involved, she's going to have great hesitancy. She's not going to do it. And consequently, they got off to a really poor start, and the Biden-Harris administration has made it worse, not better.
Okay, across the country, Congressman, thousands of first responders, they're saying they could walk out. We're talking cops, firefighters, doctors, nurses, prison guards. They don't want to get vaccinated. We're talking San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, Oregon, Chicago. We're right in the middle of a cop shortage and a crime wave. So, you know, instead of the bullying that these individuals are saying is happening to them, where is the sit down and convincing them? We understand vaccines work, but there's a lot of hesitancy. What do you say to that?
It's the old show, don't tell. And, you know, the sad thing is you've got to relearn this again in the middle of a pandemic. And my former colleague, Mr. Chaffetz, is exactly right. The administration did take their eye off the ball. Why did they stop the production of monoclonal and polyclonal antibodies that were ordered last March? Because they thought the problem had been solved with the initial wave of vaccines. Turns out it had not. So look, this virus has humbled a lot of people who thought they knew what was going on, myself included. And my plea to people in the public health space is don't come across as being so darn sure all the time, because it is a new virus. Things are going to change. Have some humility about your pronouncements.
And we've got Seattle and Portland, Oregon. They've got cop shortages, Jason. Antifa riots really hit them hard. Rioters in Portland just did $500,000 more in damages in Portland, a massive spike in homicides there. Watch the Seattle mayor play hardball. Jenny Durkin is talking here. Watch this.
If people make the choice that they don't want to keep their jobs because they don't want to be vaccinated, they will have that choice. I hope they don't make it.
Why do you got to get fired?
Yeah, there's something fundamentally wrong with the government invasively looking at what you are doing or not doing with your body. That how they're doing that is fundamentally wrong. And I can't believe that Democrats are going along with this. It used to be a time in this nation when liberals would never have put up with the idea that the government was going to understand what you injected into your body or didn't inject to your body. And because you do or don't do this, you can get a job and work in this country or not. It's just philosophically wrong.
Listen, we know that something like 460 cops died of COVID. We know this is dangerous. People understand that. But they're saying that what is the best way to go about stopping this? And what is going on in Chicago, Congressman? It's got record homicides. A third of Chicago's cops could quit. We're talking 3,200 cops. But we have reports that the mayor got a judge to issue a restraining order to stop and censor Chicago's police union chief from talking against vax mandates. He is basically saying, listen, you guys, you didn't negotiate with the union on this. And now we've got Chicago's top cop. He's threatening to yank and get rid of pension benefits if cops retire and don't get vaccinated. Really?
Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. It almost reads like a Franz Kafka novel. People need to use good sense. People need to use good judgment. The virus is dangerous. But look, this is a whole cadre of people who, for the first year of the pandemic, we asked to stay on the front lines. They did. They took care of themselves. Now we need to trust them to do the same thing.
All right. Michael Burgess, Congressman Burgess, and Jason Chaffetz, great to have you both on. It's good to see you. Come back soon.